This is a 36-minute routine with the option to tap out at 12 minutes or 24 minutes for a shorter workout to celebrate the launch of Vodafone EVO. Vodafone EVO offers customers a new level of flexibility. Flexibility on the length of your contract, flexibility on trading in old smartphones, and flexibility on upgrades, all on the UK's best network.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I'm here with Tom. Welcome to our VodaYoga class, which we're filming here at Nuffield Health Gym at the FCA. We are right next to the Olympic Aquatic Centre, where Tom will be heading off later today for training for the Olympics.
We're going to focus mainly on flexibility to help release tension from our physical body and our minds. Okay, so we're going to come and take a nice tall seat, so you can sit on a block or a cushion if you've got that at home. And then just rest your hands on your thighs or wherever's comfortable. We'll start with a little bit of breath work just to center ourselves, to ground ourselves. When we breathe in, we want to focus on really expanding from the lower belly, filling up the lungs, the ribs, breathing up through to the nasal passages, to the brain, and all the way back down. As we come down, belly button draws back to the spine. We're going to do a couple where we breathe out of our mouth, so it's like a big audible sighing release, and then we'll do a couple with a lip sealed and just keep that breath internal. So rest your hands on your thighs, just close down your eyes, just allow yourself to feel your sit bones grounding on the floor, feel the length of your spine, the bones stacking one on top of the other, crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. And then we'll take a deep breath in together, expand the belly, fill up the lungs to the crown, open the mouth, sigh and release. And again, inhaling, open mouth, sigh and let it go. Same thing, but this time close the lips down, just breathing into your own tempo, breathing out. Just noticing the mind drawing you back here to the day, to the present moment. Soften your shoulders, release the tension away. We'll do one more, deep breath in and deep breath out. And then just gather your hands in a prayer position at your heart center and just bow your chin down. Just setting a little intention today, not to just focus on the flexibility of your physical body, but allowing yourself to be flexible in your mind space. So to be able to be adaptable, to be kind to yourself. And then gently open the eyes and release the hands down. Just drop your right ear across to your right shoulder, so you initially get that stretch through the side of the neck. And if you'd like a little more, then just pop the hand over the top of the side of the head, just to get a little bit more increase there through the side of the neck. And then start to switch sides. Let the ear drop to the left shoulder, and then you can use that left hand just to anchor down, soften your right shoulder. We're going to work kind of from the top, working down through the body. And then release the hand, the head comes back up. Interlace your hands and just pop them at the back of your skull. And as you just start to bring your elbows in, you tuck your chin down. And now think of pushing your skull up into your hands. So you get a really nice big stretch through the back of the neck, down the spine. And then open your elbows wide as you breathe in. Lift your chest, breathe in. And release the hands down. Good. Take your right hand down to the side and then stretch over with the left. So just opening through the sides of the body. Head can be wherever you feel comfortable, looking down, forwards or up. And then slowly lift up and over to the other side, opening the rib cage, taking a breath in and a breath out. And then slowly from there, lifting your body straight up. Now we're going to round the spine, grab the elbows and tuck the chin down. And this is kind of like become the go-to position of the nation. Yeah, where we're rounding, we're looking at our phones. So we want to do the opposite. We want to breathe in, open the chest, pull the elbows back and lift the chest. Nice, good. And then round again, just small little round of the back. And then open out, breathe in, pull the shoulder blades back together, and release the hands down. Reach your arms all the way up as you breathe in. And as you exhale, elbows wide, cactus the arms. Now I want you to feel that you're working your back muscles, yeah? You squeeze the shoulder blades and just lift the chin slightly. Then inhale, arms up. And again, exhale, just pull the elbows down. Feel the big lat muscles down the side of the back. Nice, and then interlace the hands behind your lower back. Really nice way just to open the chest up, pull the knuckles down, and lift up out of the heart center. And this just gives us that feeling of kind of opening through the front of the body and creating some space. Release the hands and take your left hand outside of your right thigh. We'll take a gentle twist. So you can use the fingertips behind you, nice and tall as you breathe in. And as you exhale, turn from the belly button, the heart, the eyes, looking towards the back of your room. And then moving to the other side, right hand on the outside. Nice deep breath in to lengthen your spine, inhale. And exhale to rotate. Good, and just getting a little bit of rotation helps to keep the spine mobile. Come back to the front. We're going to come off of our block. So just pop it to one side so you've got it if you need it later. And then come to take a tabletop position of facing forwards. You want to bring your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders in line and spread your fingers nice and wide. Bring your knees and your hips in line. Good. From there, we'll do a couple of cat-cows. So we drop the belly, lift the chin, inhale. And as we exhale, we round the spine, tuck the chin down, tuck the pelvis forwards. And again, drop the belly, inhale, just mobilizing the spine. Exhale, round the spine, pull up through your belly button, push the back to the ceiling. One more, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. Good, and come back to neutral. Tuck your toes. And then let's come into a ragdoll. So walk your feet behind your wrists and just drop the head. So you're almost softening the knees, dangling, letting the head go. And just take a little breath if you need. Did you know, Tom, that a third of the nation can't touch their toes?
Really?
Yeah.
It always used to be in PE class, people try and touch their toes and they'd almost go backwards instead of folding forwards.
So what's quite nice is if you do bend your knees here, you get that nice stretch through the backs of the legs anyway, and it just relieves some of that extra tension.
I love holding this and just kind of like letting gravity do
really
its
nice
job.
for the spine. Take your left hand in the middle of your mat and reach your right arm up so you open your chest, and now bend your left knee, that's it, straighten your right. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the hand down. We're going to switch sides, so open out through the chest, bend your right knee, stretch through your left, and slowly release the hand down. From there, we're going to roll through the spine as we slowly come up. Keep the knees soft and then stand nice and tall. Inhale the arms high, breathe in. Now as you exhale, you just sit back almost like you're going to sit into a chair, but we're getting a little bit more active here. So spread your toes wide and give them a little wiggle. So all the weight's in the heels. Nice. Take a deep breath in. Feel your glutes working and then start to fold back down. From there, step back, right leg, left leg, come back to the knees. Shift your weight forwards and then start to lower down, knees, chest, chin. Extend your legs and then come to a little cobra. So pinch your shoulder blades together, squeeze your bum. Good, and then slowly just lower back down towards the floor. Now from here, we're gonna start to activate the backs of our legs and our glutes because the nation has got lazy glutes, okay? So we're gonna reach the hands back behind us. You're gonna keep the bridge of the nose, the forehead on the ground. And you're just gonna lift the legs off the floor. So nice and long, don't have to be high, but super active and energize them. Squeeze your bum, and you can feel that, right, in the backs of your legs? Good, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just lower the legs down. Just take a little moment, release. And then from here, same thing, but your upper body. So start to lift your fingers off the ground, lift your chest, pull your shoulder blades together, press your feet down and reach through the fingers, lifting the chest. Deep breath in. And again, slowly just release. Take a moment to reset. Now we're going to do both together. So both feet and arms and chest lifting. Take an inhale, lift both ends. Squeeze the bum, open through the front of the body. So we really start to work the back body. So we combat that kind of rounding action with this lifting action. Take a deep breath in. And slowly, slowly release. Nice. Do you feel that? Good. Just take a little wiggle of your hips side to side. Bring your hands beside your chest. And from there, we slowly are going to move to child's pose. Now, you can have your knees together or apart. I like mine nice and wide. And if you're struggling to get to the ground at all, you could always pop a block or cushion under the forehead. Wherever you are, just take a moment just to reset. So allow your hips to sink back. You can let your arms reach long and feel that nice big stretch through the arms. Nice. And it's a really beautiful place just to take a couple of breaths, okay, to reset. Breathe into the back of the lungs, the back of the rib cage, so you really expand. And then from here, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. So maybe coming off of the mat. And then wiggle your left fingertips a little further forwards. Do you feel that all the way down the side of the body? Breathe into the left lung, the left rib cage. And then we slowly go to the other direction. Take your time, no rush. Just bring the hands away. And again, you start to peel the right fingers just a little further forwards. And then the focus is on the breath, okay? Bringing yourself into the present moment. Nice. Come back to the center and just allow yourself just to be here just for a couple more breaths. Notice if you can slow your exhale down. This is such a nice resting pose, such a nice grounding sensation. And also such a good stretch all the way through the arms, the upper back, the lower back. Good. If you'd like to tap out now, this is your 12-minute tap out. So you can either have 12 more minutes to 24, or you can take a little rest now or continue for the full session. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands back in and come up to step our right foot forwards. Yeah, the other one. Create a 90-90 angle, so from your knee to your ankle and your hip to your knee. Hands just on the waist, and what we're going to do is warm through the hip. So tuck the tailbone forwards, squeeze the bum, and then just release, completely release. And again, so tuck the tailbone, just warming through the front of the hip, and release. Let's do one more, little squeeze, and release. From there, you're going to step yourself further forwards now into a low lunge or dragon pose. If you find that this is a little challenging, bring your hands either on a block or a couple of cushions. You could even bring your hands to your thighs. That's a little bit stronger for the hip, or like Tom's doing, just on the ground. So wherever you feel comfortable, we just deepen that hip opener. Allow yourself to relax your shoulders and anything around the face, the jaw. And then from here, we're going to start to shift our weight back. So extending through into the right hamstring as much as you can. Now, if again you need some help, grab your prop so that you can come up a little higher. Flex your right toes so you feel the back of the leg working. Maybe you need to soften that knee, that's completely fine. Now we're going to just fluidly move from place to place. So bend the right knee, lift the chest, inhale. And exhale, shift the weight back. Beautiful. And again, bend the right knee, breathe in, maybe lift the chest. Nice, and then exhale, press the hips away, lengthen the spine and the leg. Take your right leg now around to the side, so it'll come off the mat. Bring your left hand in the middle, reach your right arm up, and then we're threading the needle. So right hand is going to go through that gap. That's it, perfect. Let the ear rest down on the ground. Now, if that's too much for you, you could always just come onto the forearms or just bring yourself onto your hands, okay? Otherwise, you get the inner thigh stretch and you get the shoulder stretch. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly, we'll come out together. Bring the leg around, back onto the knee. Now we're going to come to puppy pose. So this is like melting the heart down to the ground. Arms a little bit wider than shoulders, and then you melt the chest down. Allow your whole body to feel the sensation of really cracking open your heart space. And if you need to, again, you could pop a cushion, a block underneath the chest if the floor's just that little bit too far away today. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then slowly walk yourself back in your own time and come back to the other side. So left leg outside of your left hand, come up nice and tall and just create those two 90-degree angles. Tuck the pelvis forward, squeeze your right glute, and then exhale, just release. So it's such a small movement, but we're just warming through to the front of the hip. And this is like one of the tightest areas of the nation.
I always feel like once I do this, it relieves my lower back.
Exactly, it's all connected around. So gently release. Step the foot a little bit further forwards and you can bring your hands down either on the inside, on your thigh, or on a block. Yeah, there's like so many people that are sitting so much longer now.
Exactly.
So I think it's like 43 hours a week, that on a typical week that people are sitting.
And that will tighten up your hip flexors in that
Massively,
position, sure.
yeah. So this might feel a lot for people, but it's so important just to take a little bit of time just to, you know, have that moment to open things up. And then gradually from here, we're going to walk the hips back, left side, flex the left toes up, and then now we're in the left hamstring, so back of the leg, feel that nice big stretch. And then coming from place to place, bend into the left side, breathe the chest up, inhale. Exhale, pull the hips back and keep the spine relatively long here. And again, bend your left knee, breathe in. Exhale, drag the hips back and just feel a nice, good stretch there. All right, taking your left leg now out to the side, so coming off the mat. Bring your right hand in the middle and bring your left arm up as you inhale. And as you exhale through the gap, let the ear, the head rest down. Reset the hands if you need to. And again, if it's too much, just come out, come to the forearms or the hands. Come back to the breath anytime the mind wanders away. And then slowly release the left arm out onto the ground and bring that left knee back towards the mat. Shift forwards into a nice low plank and then lower down through the arms. Just come all the way down to your belly. Reach your forearms in front of you. So we're coming to what we call Sphinx Pose. And this is a great way just to release some lower back tension and lift the chest. So again, pull your shoulder blades down your back. And if this is enough, absolutely you can stay here or widen the hands. And we come up to seal pose. So a little activation of your glutes so we don't dump all the pressure down. We still have this feeling of lifting out. And you might feel quite a lot of energy flushing to that area, the lower back. New chi, new energy flow, pushing out all that toxic, stuck energy from sitting. Deep breath in, and then slowly lower, 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 all the way down. Bring the hands beside your chest. We're going to move through child's pose, and then tuck the toes, and we're going to come to down dog. Now, that's something you use in your routine, right?
Yeah, it just feels such a great stretch through hamstrings, through my calves, and
absolutely.
just jumping all the time. You need to like loosen all that off to
So it's nice to just pedal out the feet here and really press the weight back towards the heels. It's also got that kind of upside down feeling, so you get that endorphin rush as well.
It feels like a good stretch on my back as well, kind of like.
All right, let's take our right leg into the air as we breathe in, lift it up. Bend your knee, open your hip. So you want to point your knee to the ceiling and your heel to your bum. Now think about pressing your left heel away behind you. Then you're going to step to wild thing, okay? So you're going to look for your right toes coming behind you. Your right hand will come off the mat, nice. Come all the way to your bum, and we're going to push up together. So inhale, lift, hips high, breathe in, and exhale down. And one more, this time we stay up, we flip back over, right hand to the floor, right leg up, step through the gap. High lunge, reach your arms up, breathe in. Now bring your left knee to your chest, standing tall. Okay, just a moment to balance. Take your right hand outside your left thigh, your left arm by your ear, and then open and twist. Good, nice. From there, we're coming down to standing split. So fingers are going to find the floor, and you're going to take your leg up behind you. Doesn't need to be high. If that's there, then great, go for it. Otherwise, extend the legs long. Slowly let your left toes heel come down, forward facing triangle. Now this is quite strong, this pose. So again, if you need some support, there's always a block or a couple of cushions to help you bring the floor closer. Otherwise, amazing stretch for that right hamstring. Draw your right hip back, feel that big, deep stretch in the back of the leg. Shake off the head, relax where you need to, where you can, and then step back to downward facing dog. Good, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. We're gonna go the other side, so left leg sweeps up into the sky, breathe in. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Now really push your right heel down into the floor, yeah? So you deepen the stretch in the back of your leg. Step your left toes behind you, come to your bum, sit down, and then we'll push straight up to wild thing. Inhale, lift. Good, nice. And exhale, come down. And back up again, breathe in. Left hand to the mat, left leg in the air. Step forwards to high lunge. Good, and then come up slowly. Reach the arms, breathe in, and then slide that back knee up to your chest. Left hand outside of your right thigh. Lift the arm, stand tall on your left leg, and then open out. Take a breath. Bring yourself down to that standing split. Fingertips find the floor, leg shoots up into the sky. Drop the head, relax the back of the neck. Step your right foot down to forward facing triangle. So it's around about a meter's distance, so maybe just a little bit more, that's it. And then really firmly press both feet into the ground, both heels. Breathe the spine long. As you exhale, soften your head, your neck, your shoulders. And then from here, come back to downward facing dog. Just take a moment there to breathe in, breathe out. And we're gonna roll forwards towards a plank position. Inhale, lower your knees, your chest, your chin. You're gonna come to cobra again. So extend, squeeze. Good, and then from there, push all the way back towards child's pose. And then come and take a little seat on your heels and just sit your body up nice and tall.
Block this one?
Yeah, you can pop it underneath, or cushion's nice as well when you're at home and stuff. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Just close your eyes. Feel the swell of your breath as you breathe deep into your stomach, and feel the swell of your heart as you breathe deep into the heart space. Beautiful contemplative pose. Just take a moment to reset, realign, come back to intention. Slow your breath. So if you'd like to tap out now, this is your 24-minute tap out. Otherwise, we're going to stay just to do a nice deep stretch grounding for 12 more minutes. Just gently open your eyes, come back into the room. We're going to come from downward dog just to get to the floor. So it is your favorite pose.
Yes, it is.
So come back in. Take your right leg all the way up, breathe in. We're going to come to pigeon or open deer. So I'm going to explain both. Bring your shin bone on the ground in front of you. If you're coming to pigeon, you slide that left leg away. Perhaps you pop a block or cushion under your right butt cheek, and you may come to forearms or all the way down. If you've got any tenderness in the knee, any pinching, or just doesn't feel nice today, come to what's open deer, so almost like two 90-degree angles, and then you get such a good sensation anyway. As you bring your body forwards, you get that stretch on the outer edge of your right glute and your hip.
Yeah.
I actually find this one
I have quite
deeper
glutes in itself, so I always feel this in pigeon.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. So you've got your couple of options, so do what you feel is best for you. And then let's just take a moment. You don't need to have the eyes open. If it feels good, close the eyes. And just allow yourself to perhaps just unlock the back of the jaw. Quite often we don't even realize that we're biting the teeth. So release the back of the mouth, the tongue inside the mouth. Relax across the eyebrows. And every time you breathe out, it's a complete chance to surrender. And this is, like we say, is such a good one for the glutes. And they have become quite lazy, so they do tighten up as well. So just staying just for a little bit longer than perhaps we'd like is exactly what we need. Okay, we can start to come out now. So bring yourself up. All I want you to do is bring the back leg around to the front, and you're going to slide the right foot on the inside of your thigh. So left leg is long, right foot comes on the inside. You might want to pop a block underneath the side body or on the ground, all depending on how you feel. And we're going to reach the right arm up and over. And all the support of the block and the cushions are just to make it more comfortable for us to stay for a little bit longer. Now you feel that coming out of the hip, around through the side. And this really is where we get to open up through the lungs and we breathe. And breath work is so vital to our everyday life. And when we find ourselves sitting a lot and we're closing off all of this breath space, so by doing all these movements, it just feels so much nicer within our bodies and our minds. Good, slowly you can lift up and out. And all we're gonna do is bend now the front leg. So the left leg comes in, the right leg goes behind. So we come to the other side, open deer or pigeon. So open deer, two right angles, leaning forwards, even perhaps leaning slightly over to that left corner, or pigeon pose, just finding what works for you, whether that's heel close to the hip or the leg further away, block or cushion under the glute, and then either coming down or staying up or really dropping all the way in, whatever works. Wherever you're able to maintain a sense of quality of breath, that's yoga. So during lockdown, did you find that you kind of sat a lot more? What did you do to kind of get up and out?
I also had a lot more time to do things like yoga and stretching.
Yeah.
Because I feel like lots of people neglect stretching and looking after their body and preparing themselves to do workouts in the first place. So I feel so much better after having a little bit of a stretch.
That's good. And do you think that that's something that you are able to maintain even though life gets busy again?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crucial, especially I'm the granddad of the diving team now, so I need to stretch as much as possible.
I love that. Do you have one side that feels tighter than the other? Or?
Actually, I feel like this side is slightly better, and I think that's something I've also learned to notice more about my body and how it feels different every day.
Yeah.
You notice the progressions, and you also notice when you feel a little bit tighter in certain areas.
Yeah, so true.
Just breathing into it really helps.
All right, let's come up and let's bring the back leg around now and bring the left foot on the inside of our right thigh. Take a side bend so the right arm can come down and lift up and over with the left arm towards the toes. Now, I prefer if the toes are a million miles away, but we find more extension rather than just rounding the body again. So think about really expanding through the ribs, lengthening out through both sides, and using the quality, the time to come to your breath. Nice. And then slowly releasing out. We're going to come to a forward fold. This is your position, isn't it?
This is the position I spin round in numerous times.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're super tight in your hamstrings, then it's really nice to sit up on something, and that just tips the pelvis forwards. If you're okay, just pop it out the way, and then just start to melt your body down wherever it goes. So there's two ways to kind of approach it, and this is really actively pulling yourself in, or there's a more of a yin style of yoga where we just relax everything. It doesn't look so pretty, but it allows us to stretch the fascia, so that connective tissue that binds all the muscles, the bones, and this is what we need, because this is what gives us that longevity of flexibility. So focusing on relaxing where you can. And this might be you. You may be a little bit higher up. And that's absolutely fine, because this is your yoga. Allow yourself to breathe wherever the body will take you. Every exhale is a chance to let go a little bit more, physically, mentally. Nice, and then we're slowly going to come out. Just walk the hands up the legs, bring the feet in, and then you're going to walk your bum closer to your heels and roll down through your spine, so you've got plenty of room on your mat. Okay, from there, plug your feet down into the ground, hip width apart, and your hands beside you. Now peel your tailbone from the ground, lift your lower back, your middle back, and just push your hips straight up towards the ceiling. Think about squeezing your glutes and your inner thighs inwards. Now you can stay here, or you could interlace your hands behind your lower back and then climb higher on top of your shoulders. Lift your heart back towards your face. Really feel your glutes firing up, so pull your heels close towards your arms. And then take a deep breath in. And you can slowly climb off the shoulders, and I want you to roll from the top of the spine, feeling every bone connect, the middle of the spine connecting, then the lower back connecting to the ground. Good. Just let your knees now drop side to side like windshield wipers. And then allow them to drop all the way over to the right side. You can then let your left thigh come up a little bit higher, so we come into a twist. You can use your right hand on top of that left thigh to anchor it down. Let your right shoulder be down on the ground. Let your left arm opened wide. And instead of looking to your left hand, because that can compress some of the arteries in the neck, just look upwards. Maybe close the eyes. And this is such a beautiful way to ground, to ring out through the torso, all the internal organs, to find rotation. Because often if we sit a lot, when we go to do something active and dynamic, that's when we can twinge something, pull a muscle. Nice, and then we can slowly come towards the other side. So maybe just wiggle your hips over towards the right side of your mat so your knees can drop to the left. And then same thing here, just let that top leg come across. maybe a little bit higher. Nice. Use your left hand to anchor your right knee down. And if there's a big old gap, you could pop your block, your cushion on the inside of that leg. Your right arm is reaching away. So we open through the pec. Head is relaxed behind you. Breath is full in the belly. Breathe up through the spine. Breathe out gently. And then slowly coming from the twist onto our back. Bring the soles of your feet together. So we come to butterfly. You can let your arms come up above your head and grab your elbows and then let them lay back on the floor behind you. If you feel super tight in the insides of the thighs, pad up on the edges of the thighs. Otherwise, breathe into the belly. Breathe deeply up into the heart space. Allow your whole body to feel restful, to feel peaceful. And you can gradually just let your arms come down beside you, palms up, and then just peeling one heel to the corner of the mat, then the other, as we come to our final resting pose, Shavasana. Soften the space between the eyebrows, around the face. Relax the teeth, the tongue in the mouth. And then gradually just bring a little movement to the fingers, the toes. Perhaps pull one knee to the chest and the other. Give it a little squeeze. Just take a little rock side to side and then allow your body to fall towards the front of the room. Let the head rest down and try and keep the eyes closed as you peel your way up to take a nice tall seat position. Just as we began, cross the legs, bring your hands here at your heart center. Just bow your chin down towards the hands. Just take a breath in and out. Allowing ourselves to come back into the space. Allowing the mind and the body to feel more open, more flexible for the day ahead. Namaste. How do you feel, Tom?
I always feel so floaty after a yoga class. I love it.
Do you feel much more open?
I do. There's something about spending the time, just even if it's 12 minutes, even after that first 12 minutes, I felt better.
Yeah.
And then I just felt better and better as it went to 24 to 36. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking part in our VodaYoga session with Nuffield Health. I hope you're feeling a lot more flexible. I know I am after that. So thank you for joining me. And if you want to find out more about exclusive offers with Nuffield Health, head over to the VeryMe section of the My Vodafone app for more information.